Hello, my lovely subscribers. I miss you guys out there. I hope that you're having a wonderful Saturday. I am a little bit, and Dad is in the living room playing. And while they're doing that, I decided to pop on and say hello to you guys and tell you how much I missed you. And I hope that you've had a wonderful week and your weekend is going great as well. Kisses to all of you. Thank you for my second family. I consider you guys my second family. I do appreciate your support, your love, your comments, your likes, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. So, yes, a lot has been going on, and what I've been hearing is, yes, Meghan is stepping out. She's going to continue to do that. Meghan is on a mission to bring herself back to some type of resurrection. Her brand, whatever it was at one time. She never had a brand, so it's hard to be rebrand when you've never had one. Your brand was the royal family. That was your brand. But since you wanted, this is what she wants. She wants to be in Hollywood, not under the pretenses or not under the umbrella of her husband's royalty status. She wants to make her own name for herself. Well, if you wanted to do that, then you should have never married Harry, because he is the subject. He is the prince. He is why others are interested in what's going on over there in Montecito. It will never be her. But I can say this, her treachery that she does really shines a light on her all the time. Now, there were some sightings, and those sightings of her being out smiling and giggling, it does look weird at a time where she really doesn't feel like she cares about the health of her in-laws. But why should she care? She didn't care about Philip when he was in the hospital and she came out with that Oprah show. She didn't care when she mic'd up for Elizabeth's funeral. How rude can you be? How disrespectful can you be? How self-centered and selfish can you be? Like, why would you wire yourself up with Netflix so you can get some information? No, what I believe the royal family said, if you come down here with cameras and stuff, you're not going to get in. But Meghan's not going back to the UK anyway. You know what? Honestly, I feel like she is living a sad existence. As much as she's supposed to be this princess, this royalty, this new, person on the scene, not really new, but she's new because all her clothes is new, in a sense that before Harry, she wasn't wearing these kind of designer clothes. So she's changed her appearance. She's changed herself. She's evolved her look since she married Harry, because she's got a few more dollars. That's my point about that. Let's move on. I want to talk about Harry lying. And it's so interesting to me that the receipts of them lying continues to trickle out. We continue to find out more and more ways that these two have lied. But before we get into the nitty gritty, let's sing the song. And I'm just going to do the Meghan show. Is that okay? 1, 2, 3. It's the Meghan show. It's the Meghan show. It's the Meghan show. Oh, 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 oh. Yeah. Okay. So the biggest thing I'm going to talk about today is how about Harry's visa, and how they are trying to have his visa application that he filled out, stating that he pretty much wasn't doing drugs, but then he said it in a book that he was doing drugs, and the Biden administration is blocking it, and they're trying to sue them to get them unblocked. but I did hear that a judge may grant them to allow him to see Harry's immigration papers or his visa application. Just the judge, okay? Now, my channel is about what's going on and my take on it. I might not have the full details, but what I'm going to give you is the gist of it. Meaning, at the end of the day, he lied. Harry wrote a book called Spare, and he put a whole bunch of lies in there. And now his lawyer is saying that Harry embellished, made up some stuff to sell books. No. That's that stupid stuff. Because according to Oprah and Meghan and Harry, and every time they open their mouths, it's all about their truth. This is my truth. I'm unfiltered. This was Harry's memoir. This was all about him. Truth telling. And so for the judge to come out and say that he embellished is a lie. He lied. What else did they embellish on? Did she embellish that racism stuff? That she wasn't even in the room? They wasn't even married when Harry was supposedly having this conversation that I don't believe that happened? How are we supposed to believe anything else that they do since they constantly are lying to us? And when you're constantly lying, you can't believe anything. Harry lied and said that he embellished. Embellish is just another word for lying in his memoir, saying that he was using drugs. No, you were using drugs. Now you're just trying to backtrack because you're in trouble. Just like they did the unconscious bias. Meghan never said the royal family was racist. Yes, she did. And her mother said it. And her friends said it. They all said it on the docuseries and on the Oprah show. Meghan had that going on for years. Check out Piers Morgan. He'll tell you. But I just found this very shocking. That he said he embellished. You lied. He's a prince. He's a prince that lies. And now you cannot take them at anything that they say. I don't trust nothing that they say. And you know what? I haven't gotten over that website. Meghan sits on that website and talks about herself in such a way that you don't even want to read it. I've never seen someone pat themselves on the back and lift them up about their endeavors and all that they've done to contribute to, society, and come to find out they haven't. It's all a facade. It's all a lie. She didn't do all that stuff. Taking a picture of someone hugging African children doesn't mean that Meghan is a philanthropist. Just because she bends down and hugs people and say that she cares doesn't make her a philanthropist or for women's rights or for all these charities and mental health. No, it's a photo opportunity so Meghan can get good PR so people can start liking her and eventually start caring about what junk she gonna put out. Lemonado. That's what we're gonna talk about. Okay, let's start here.
As always, got to bring you some Prince Harry news this morning. And this one is just an absolute gold. It really is. So, I don't know if you... But there's a think tank in the States called the Heritage Foundation. And they are essentially taking the Biden administration to court, right? The Department of Homeland Security. Because they want to know whether Prince Harry, on his visa, declared that he had basically had more drugs that have gone through him than you'd find in Colombia, right? Now, in his memoir Spare, he spoke about having taken cocaine, he spoke about having taken marijuana, he spoke about having taken magic mushrooms, all of these different drugs he spoke about having taken.
I am scared of drugs. I am. I'm scared of that. Because when you hear people talk about how it makes them feel and they like it like that, I'm like, oh no, we good. The way they describe it, how it makes them feel, and then they want that next fixed or whatever. No, I pray. I've been watching Intervention. That's why I brought this up. Sorry. It's one of those shows that I can't stop watching. But it's pretty cool because at the end, you see these people getting really help. Anyway, sorry. Who knows what Harry needs? I don't know if he needs to go. I don't know. I don't know how deep he is into the drugs. But he did mention it in his Spare book because he wanted us to know that he was taking drugs. And he admit taking drugs while he was over here in the United States. And that is a big no-no on an application. And then for him to just spill the beans, open up about everything to tell his truth. Now his lawyers want to say, this is tripping me out, that it was embellished. You wrote a biography. You wrote something about yourself. You wrote a book about your life experience. And for him to even come out and say a little bit is fake lets me know that that whole book is trash. And we should be getting our money back from that.
And then, of course, he has gone to live in the States. Now, he doesn't have American citizenship, but he has gone to live in the States. So, the think tank, as always, got to bring you some Prince Harry news this morning. And this one is just an absolute gold. It really is.
It really is. It's
I don't know
something to
if
see.
you know, but there's a think tank in the States called the Heritage Foundation, and they are essentially taking the Biden administration to court, right? The Department of Homeland Security, because they want to know whether Prince Harry, on his visa, declared that he had basically had more drugs that have gone through him than you'd find in Colombia, right? Now, in his memoir Spare, he spoke about having taken cocaine, he spoke about having taken marijuana, he spoke about having taken magic mushrooms, all of these different drugs he spoke about having taken. And then, of course, he has gone to live in the States. Now, he doesn't have American citizenship, but he has gone to live in the States. So, the think tank, the Heritage Foundation, wanted to... Was it called the Heritage Foundation? I can't remember what it's called. Heritage, yes, it is Heritage.
It's Heritage.
They wanted to know whether Prince Harry had been truthful on his forms when he was applying for his immigration, or whether he was not truthful, in which case he's lied, or if he was truthful, whether he was given favourable treatment. Well, this is absolutely brilliant, because now the lawyers who were arguing the Joe Biden side, the lawyers for the administration said, from Department of Homeland Security, said, oh, hang on, and I quote, he said, you can't take what was written in Spare as the truth. In fact,
you can't take what was written in Spare as truth. You can't. This is what his lawyer is saying to the judge and to everyone. The book that he wrote, Spare, you can't take that, what he wrote in there, that he actually did that stuff. So you trying to tell me the dog bowl and the pushing and all that fight with his brother was fake? All that stuff about Meghan and the lipstick and how Catherine was, being mean to her and they were throwing her to the wolves, all this stuff, and how it doesn't make sense. If you take a piece in his book and say that it is fictional, it is not true, then none of it's true. And the book is a fake and a fraud. And it pretty much, to me, there should be some consequences behind that. You're writing a memoir, a book about your life's experience, but then you write it and then you start lying to us. I know he's not lying about his drug use. I don't think so. But I think he's lying about saying that he embellished it. But what I don't understand is why Meghan and Harry keep lying to us, because we are the audience. They are the ones that's lying, talking about they want privacy but don't. Meghan wants to be in Hollywood, but she said she never did on the Oprah show. What sense does that make? I never wanted to come over here and brand myself. All you can hear on YouTube right now is how she's branding, rebranding, branding. They got the new website, which is it's a sick thing to watch. It is. It's cringeworthy to look at that website and how she gloats and pats herself on the back and puts herself on a pedestal as if she's some type of savior. That's what happened on that website. And of course, during a time where the king is not doing the best, let's rebrand right now while the king is going through cancer. What a great idea. In other words, I don't give a dang about what's going on over there in UK. I'm worried about me. Meghan continues to tell us and show us in a very open setting how self-centered, selfish, self-absorbed she is, and tone deaf to anybody else's feelings, thoughts, and so on. So when she gets on the ground and pretend like she cares about victims and all of this other stuff, it's fake. It's for a picture. It's for a photo op. And I do believe that Meghan was getting a little jealous of, even though Catherine and King Charles have been through some medical emergencies, she wants the limelight on her. Instead of letting this, letting King Charles and Princess of Wales, Catherine, to get well or have, whatever. Instead, she's branding herself. She's coming out with something new. You don't see no other family member doing half the stuff that she does. But Meghan is engrossed she is obsessed. Hollywood is her drug, in my opinion. She has to have it, no matter what. She has failed at it. Every year she's rebranding. Remember when she came out on that introducing her friend? That was her introducing herself, saying that, I'm pretty much still here and I'm going to brand myself. No. And do what? Another podcast that failed? That failed. And now you're going to redo it again? As if it's going to, it's got it going on now. No, because all she's going to end up doing is talking about herself and then trying to make herself out to look like this goddess every time. I'm not a diva. I'm perfect. I went to this school. I went to that. And I, put myself through school. I've been in Vogue. I've done this. I've done that. And all we see is a big D-lister at a wannabe. A wannabe. And she would love to want to be separated from the royal family. And then she doesn't. Because if she wanted to be separated from the royal family, then she wouldn't have put that website out there promoting the Sussex and all this, her royal crest, her royal connections. If she didn't want to be a part of it. You can't have it both ways. You can't trash and be disgusting towards the monarchy and towards everyone in the UK, and then on the flip side, use it to make money. But she thinks she can. It's almost like she invented the Sussex. I hope you guys enjoy this. It's been a minute, so I could be a little off my game, okay?
What was written in Spare as the truth. In fact, he actually said that he could have exaggerated stories about taking drugs, the prince, in order to sell copies of his book, Spare. He said,
You exaggerated in your book Spare to sell books. And so the reader, us, what are we supposed to think? Did he do drugs or didn't he? Because now they want to say that he didn't because he's coming under fire. This is, to me, they just continue to do stupid stuff. They don't know what they're doing. They don't. If they did, then this wouldn't be. This is a PR. This is a real, jacked up situation for them. For her, I can't wait to just come out and tell my story and my truth and everything that goes on. This is me unfiltered. This is you and Harry running around the line. And now
just saying something in a book doesn't make it true. The lawyer added that people say things to sell books, as he argued Harry's immigration records should remain private. So you now have this absolutely staggering situation in the States, right? Where the lawyers who are arguing Prince Harry's case to keep his immigration file secret are saying, oh, no, you can't believe a word he says in that book. Yet we are supposed to believe he was attacked by Prince Harry. We're supposed to believe...
So you go on this crusade of trashing your family in this Spare book, okay? And then all of a sudden you want to tell us that it was embellished, that all of it wasn't true, the drug part wasn't true. So you're going to separate the drug part from you and your brother having a fight and the bowl being cracked, and then how Meghan and Catherine didn't get along and stuff like that. Oh, and about your Todger and who you slept with and all this other stuff. Like, you put this in a book. It is going to haunt him for the rest of his life. Harry's book is his downfall. Now, Spare, Oprah is Meghan's downfall. But like I said, Harry's Spare is. How dare you come out, lawyer, and tell us that it's not true? His book is fiction. His book isn't real. He lied about this. So what are we supposed to believe? Did they put the book out there and should have put fiction? Or, I hope I'm saying it right, fiction or nonfiction. Anyway, the book isn't real. It's not a real substance of what's happened to him in his childhood, or even his adult life, or even with Meghan. All of that is fake and a lie, because you can't come out and tell us that, oopsie daisy, Harry may have embellished or lied about that.
His family had a grudge against him. We're supposed to believe that Princess Catherine was absolutely terrible towards Meghan. We're supposed to believe that
we are supposed to believe that Catherine was horrible to Catherine. We are supposed to believe that Catherine was horrible to Meghan. We are supposed to believe that. How are we supposed to believe anything from that book now that you have mentioned you've embellished and lied? So all of it's a lie. They should remove those books off the shelves. We should get our money back, and so on and so on. I really do. And
the thing is, Sussex.com was actually announced just after the King's diagnosis.
Here's the disappointment. Here's my rant about it. It's you're playing with people's lives. You talked about intimate details about the people that you grew up with, Harry, and then this new wife, this Jezebel that you married, and you put information in a book that you said that was true, and then a year later, your lawyer comes out and says that it was embellished and you lied about it, and so now we got a liar book. It's the Liar Book Show. It's the Liar Book Show. It's the Liar Book Show. Oh. Yeah. Just lying. That's really disappointing. And we already knew that half that book was full of lies, but this puts the icing on the cake for me. This lets me know even further that they have been lying, exaggerating. They have been lying on the family, making up stories, embellishing it, changing it to fit their narrative. No, that's what this says on the Oprah show. Oprah should be concerned. Wait a minute, Harry. This is your memoir. This is your truth. Oprah, how many times did she say this? I just wanted them to be able to tell their truth. Why? Why was it so important to you, Oprah, that these two people tell their truth? No, you were trying to get some publicity. You were trying to get the exclusive. And you messed around and jacked yourself smooth up because the UK people don't like you. And some of your journalistal friends is looking at you side-eyed now. Don't trust her. Oprah's fame is dwindling. She's almost at cancel stage. Yep. The way she treated Taraji, she didn't treat her right. She treated her rude. She was disrespectful. Then she came out talking about it and stuff. It was so childish. And no, the purple color, I know I switched it. Hang on. I do that sometimes. The Taraji didn't mess up the film. It didn't put a negative spin around it. People didn't say, oh, I'm not going because of Taraji. No, she was in the movie. Why wouldn't you go see it? No, what happened is that it was a musical. And we've seen this movie before. And it wasn't all of that, in my opinion. I fast forwarded the singing. I was like, let's just get it. I didn't care for it. I will never watch that one again. Sorry, moving back to the gruesome twosome. Why should we believe anything that Meghan wrote on that bio in her webpage? You should see it. I'm this, I'm that. I put myself through school. I mean, you would think that she was finna get a prize, a Nobel Peace Prize or something like that. Some type of Woman of the Year. Just stupid. Yep, she's got one of those. And then she lists, according to Kinsley, she lists her accomplishments, her awards, and everything. Yeah, I got this award for bringing out racism in the royal family. She put that in the website, in her bio. There's something wrong with that. The thing that you can't do that looks real stupid right now is that she doesn't like the royal family, Meghan. She doesn't visit them. She doesn't let the kids see them. She talks about them at every chance that she gets. She throws daggers. She's rude. She's not checking on them. She could care less. It's about her. She walks around with a selfishness on her. To me, she is the most selfish person I've ever known in my life. But how can you attach yourself to something that you trying to destroy? How are we supposed to take them as royals, or this new brand of royals, or these Montecito royals, when they're talking about where they got where they got their recognition from. You got all this recognition from being married to Harry. You trash it, and then you try to monetize it. It really looks disgusting. Let's continue.
Yet we are supposed to believe he was attacked by Prince Harry. We're supposed to believe that his family had a grudge against him. We're supposed to believe that
We are supposed to believe that the family had a grudge against Meghan and Harry. How? How? We saw the interview with you sitting next to Harry, talking about how much in love you guys were and are and about to get married and how the family accepted you and they've been really nice to you. And then a week later, you're getting on TV talking about no one asked me how I was feeling. No, getting ready to bolt. She was getting ready to go. I'm out of here.
Princess Catherine was absolutely terrible towards Meghan. We're supposed to believe that Meghan was the victim of terrible racism. And now the lawyers on Prince Harry's side are saying, oh, no, you can't believe a word he wrote in that book. Oh, no.
You can't believe a word he wrote in that book. No, because that was embellished. So how are we supposed to believe Oprah, therapy session, Netflix, and this book? And whatever else that they decide to come out with. The end game and finding freedom. How? You know what? Every time I'm talking about her right now, I envision her getting in a car. She was leaving a restaurant and she was smiling and hello. And it's just weird. I looked at her and I was thinking to myself, do you honestly think the things that you're doing is productive and it's going to make you a star? Your husband's lawyer just said that he lied in the book. And so what part didn't he lie on? So that makes you both two liars. Yes, it is. She helped him with the book. She wrote it.
No, we've got to... You can't ask us to show his immigration files because he hasn't told the truth in that book. He's a complete exaggerator and a liar in the book Spare.
He's an exaggerator and he's a liar. That is not allegedly, because according to his lawyer, he embellished.
So imagine this. Imagine we've got the scenario now where either Prince Harry has lied through his teeth in the book Spare, in which case he hasn't taken any drugs, he didn't take all those magic mushrooms, Courtney Cox's pedal bin didn't have a conversation with him, because that was one of the stories that he told in the book Spare, that Courtney Cox's pedal bin had a conversation with him. And he also at one point had a conversation with the moon. And the worrying thing about that was that the moon actually answered, which is quite staggering. So you either got that, he's either someone who lied about that, or he didn't lie and he's a drug addict. And he says that he's not brought the crown and the monarchy into disrepute. He's actually arguing, or the people on his side of this, Homeland Security, isn't actually Harry's lawyers, it's the lawyers for Homeland Security are saying, no, we're going to keep his files sealed, because even though he admitted to taking all these drugs, you cannot believe a word he says. Or he is telling the truth, in which case then he has taken every drug under the sun. Either way, it doesn't look very good for him.
No, it
does
doesn't.
It? And it's yet another little gem as to how he brings the monarchy into massive disrepute.
Mm-hmm. Okay, guys, I'm going to cut this one off. This one is about Harry and that stuff. And kisses. I hope this video finds you well. I hope I'm not too flat today. But kisses to all of you. Let me know what you think about Harry lying in Spare. Kisses. And I'm going to do one more video, but I'm going to split it since it's 30 minutes, so it won't be so long. See you in a minute.